I should probably make sure that the mic is ready before I do all of that stuff. Hello, everyone. How are you? So, we are back with another episode of I Was a Teenage Exocolonist, which I am very excited to continue playing. So far, the game has intrigued me very well. Like, it has definitely captured my attention, which I appreciate in a game. Last couple of rounds has pretty much been childhood trauma simulator, being an exocolonist, and then watching. Well, I guess not watching, but having described to you that your the friends that you grew up with don't survive the attacks, which is terrifying. But you know what? It's okay. So yeah, all right. Make sure everything is all set. Everything is all good to go. Cool. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and continue into it. So we have mainly been focusing on biology and toughness, which realistically we should probably be focusing on more things than just that. We are... Did it save for what year it is? Yeah, it did. Okay. So we are currently at age 12. Yeah. So the game has 10 different stages, basically 10 different years of your life that you're exploring through, with 13 segments that you're able to do things in. Each of these segments you want to utilize to build up your stats, as you can see to the left hand side. Along with that, you want to build relations and pick up items like medicinal roots. We have a stress meter at the top, which is very close to being full, so we need to be paying attention to that. Hello, Tangent. Tangent is storming around the quad in front of the engineering, checking notes on her holopalm, gesturing and grunting in frustration. Ugh, this is the worst. What's the matter? I can't possibly, she says, her voice cracking. She seems too upset to even explain it. Professor Howe. Oh, right. Oof. Yikes. So, Professor Howe was the most recent victim. He was our teacher, but he did not survive the attack on the colony, sadly. Professor Howe, she tries again. Howe was helping me with physics chapter, and now he's... She throws her hands in the air, virtual holopalm screens flying everywhere. I can't understand this without him. This isn't possible, she chokes out. Why did he have to die? Oh, let's give hug. Give hug. She stiffens, then lets you hold her. You can feel her shaking. You think she might be crying, but when she finally pulls away, her eyes are dry. Thank you. I know you're having a hard time with this as well. Nothing is easy on Vertumna. When even the adults can't protect themselves, it's obvious we're on our own here. Well, I'm not good at engineering at all, so we can't help her. Good luck. Thank you, she mumbles. See, hugs are best. Hugs are one of those things that, we help. We hug. This girl looks like a deer. She has, almost hoof-like feet. It's interesting. Hello, let's talk to you. Alright, you step cautiously through the colony gates. Chief Surveyor Utopia stops you with hand on your forehead. Whoa there, scamp. They'd kill me if I let you out of the colony. Sorry, kiddo. You'll have to wait till you're old enough. I know it's hard. We can sneak through the drain pipe, though. But we are way too stressed for that. Sneaking out seems like something you need to do when you have zero stress, so you can spend as much time out there as possible. You catch Cal at the gate to the gardens. He's carrying a bucket of rocks. Hi, Ragashi, he claims. Oh, I'm supposed to tell you there's a new park near the geoponics now, he says. We can run around all we want. Nobody will say we're trampling the fields. You should come play there sometime. Unlocked Relax in the Park in Geoponics. Bet. We could totally relax there. Alright, so I want to get biology up to the next upgrade. That'd be nice. Along with that, I'd love to get our toughness up too. So, let's research xenobotany. Bet. Hey, Squirt, your mom calls out to you. Do you think it's time you started thinking about what you're gonna do when you're older? You look at her in confusion. Isn't she always telling you to stay in school? She chuckles. You gotta think about it sometime, kid. How about you come join your folks on the farm, if you think you're up to it? Heck yeah, I'm ready. Your mom claps you on the back. Ooh! She's just as strong as she looks. Great. Come see me in geoponics when you're ready to start. It'll be more fun than wheeling dirt around, I promise. Bad. Okay. So we unlocked a new thing to do. Alright. We could have a bunch of 2s, or we could just... upgrade that. And that. And then 2... 2. And we got Super Goal, which means we get extra biology. I don't know who you are, so please don't call. Alright. We got 4 biology, 2 organizing. Oh, that's right. We were working on organizing too with all of this. Because we want to see if we can't get a cool card from our mom. Ooh. You've been having weird dreams as usual. They seem to get worse around glow. You wake up from a dream that has tears drying on your face, though you can't remember why. It's just that you were terrified. Whatever it was, it felt real enough for that moment that you just lie in bed with your eyes closed and try to calm your breathing. You barely rub your eyes and... Surprise! Oh, it's your birthday. Your dad leaps under your bed and gives you a big old cuddle. Happy birthday, little tomato head. 12 years old. Wow. Can you believe it? No, your mother answers for you, laughing as she hands you your present. It was just yesterday. Antecedent was showing me how to change your diaper. Because it's your birthday, your parents have brought in food from the canteen, so you can all eat together on your bed. As you stuff your face with savory tofu chunks, you open your presents, which one is your favorite? All right, there is a bouquet of exotic flowers, stuffed xenofauna. Ooh. We could totally upgrade our strength with that. And then speech. I think we go for a stuffed xenofauna. Heck yeah. We get extra bonus strength. It'll be great. I taught the nanoprinter the pattern based off of pictures from the expeditions, your dad says, watching you play with it. They call it a They call it a spectroraptor, he continues. See, it looks like it's wearing glasses on top of its 5 eyes. They said that's because its lenses are outside of its eyeballs. Gross. Isn't that wild? Nothing like that on Earth. As your dad clears away the wrapping paper and the dishes from breakfast, your mom folds her hands on the table and gives you a serious look. Uh-oh. So, we've been here 2 years now. I know your dad and I have always said that you were in charge of your schedule, but we've been keeping an eye on you. A loving eye, your dad interjects, stuffing wrapping paper into the recycling bin. A trusting, gentle eye. You've made it pretty easy, honestly, your mother laughs, patting your hand. Most of the time, you're hanging out with us in geoponics. You're a hard worker, she continues. Just make sure you're not burning yourself out. Hard work may seem fine, but you're a kid. But if you want to get anywhere with it, you'll need some book smarts too. We got some book smarts. We got the bestest biology. Your dad joins you again. So, it's time to start thinking about how you're going to contribute to the colony when you're older. At the look on your face, he laughs. Don't worry, we're not going to make you get a job right now. We're just asking, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I think we already wanted to be, like a dad. with like 10 whole kids. I think that sounds like a fantastic idea. No. A farmer just like you two. I think that's pretty much been the path that we've been committing to like this entire time is farmer. So let's do that. Food is important. Your mom looks touched, but says, "We're actually called agriculturalists, Ragashi." Your dad hums, "I prefer cultivator myself." Your mom thwaps him in the back of her hand, with the back of her hand, and she laughs. "Well, technically, we're a combination of agronomist and those are words that are hard to pronounce. We're a combination of agronomist and pastoralist, I supposed." Well, your mom starts to get up. "I'm sure your friends all want to wish you a happy birthday." She stops and snaps her fingers. "Oh, you might not have considered a career as a depot clerk, but Al and Bernie mentioned their daughter Mars is working there, and she needs some help. Not that people can freely order luxuries. It's pretty busy there." "Sure, beats shoveling dirt," your dad laughs. "If you don't take that job, you tell Mars I'll be right there." Your mom rolls her eyes and smiles. Alright, mid-quiet. Alright, any cool things that I can pick up from here? And as you can probably hear, I am slowly getting better with the, my nasaliness. So that's nice. Alright, we're gonna need to de-stress soon. We have 95 out of 100, which means we got one more day of doing work, and then we gotta rest. Ooh, we can work on the farm? That gives me 2 biology and 2 toughness. Oh, that's amazing. That's like the best of both. What's our organizing, though? Is it at least 20? No, I need 3 more organizing. So we'll do more xenobotany, and then we'll work on the farm. Yeah. Gotta get our organizing up. You splice cutting of plants with various other plants, feeling like a mad scientist. Humans used to do this even before they had gene tech. Just a bunch of generations of people smashing stuff together and hoping something cool happens. Look at that. Look at all these 5s. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Can I get super goal with this? Nah. That's fine. I'll lose a kudos for a super goal. Yes. Extra biology. I wonder if that means we have the perk if we have a +5 in biology. If not, I'll just go switch it out with the cool teddy bear thing. Alright. It is now late quiet. It is late quiet, and I, as a character, desperately need a break. Anything I can pick up off the ground? Nope. No more pickup stuff. Okay. Time to de-stress in the park. You and Cal walk through the park, a special place set aside for growing ornamental plants from Earth. It was grown from a precious seed bank, preserved over 20 years aboard the Stratospheric. Yo! It's my peoples. How are you all? It was grown from a precious seed bank, preserved over 20 years aboard the Stratospheric, before your mother started planting them here on Vertumna. Almost nothing here is grown for food, though many of them are technically edible. Oof, it'd be like that, though. Well, I appreciate that you're able to tag into the stream. It is indeed Wednesday, my dudes. It's so green here, Cal says, stopping to smell a bush of fist-sized red flowers with velvety petals. Wow, they smell so sweet. It's so weird. My mom worked really hard on this place. This is such a waste. Ooh, no, it's not. It's so peaceful. Cal breathes deep, a funny smile on his face. It really is. This is one of my favorite places in the whole colony. You can really feel the love in every plant. One pretty white flower in particular is flourishing here, the astronate, the astronita, your mother's favorite. It seems to be growing faster than even native plants do, covering the paths and bluffs with tiny white stars. You practically have to push clumps of it aside in some places just to make sure that you don't crush any. Good thing it's so beautiful. I appreciate the lurkies, all of the lurks. Ooh, let's forget about this pink cotton candy. That right there that's some trauma. See, it was trauma for me thinking about the cotton candy. Thinking about a 10-year-old shoving cotton candy into their pocket, pulling it out as like this big old crusty, like, cotton candy crumbled bits. Like, oof. Alright. I know, right? Alright, so organizing is 19, so we need one more in order to get a cool card from Mom. What did Dad require? Animals. Alright, we don't quite have animals yet, but we're getting there. What do you want? Ooh, bet. We have a lot of biology. You want to hear a fun nature fact? You tell him about the time Tang brought a skunk bag to for show and tell in biology, and it got scared and made the worst, most smelliest, grossest stink you have ever smelled. And everyone thought Tang had farted. The Professor Hal had to clear out the whole room, and it took weeks to get the smell out of the bean bags. It was so gross, but also kind of neat. How such a tiny bug could make a whole room of kids run away. Cal laughs. I remember that, Ragashi. Except the way I heard it, it wasn't Tang. It was rude. That was not me. How dare you? I was just trying to share a cool card with you. We are not brave enough. Are we tough enough to get this one? No, we need 80 toughness. We're getting there, though. We need a lot of reasoning for her. Yeah, no, we're not that reasonable. What about you? Oh, hey, Ragashi, Mars says, breezing past you. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm on my way to work in command. She stops when you don't sound amazed enough. You know, the supply depot? She clarified. It's the most important job in the whole colony. Anything that gets made here goes through me first. Mars' smug smiles, somehow even more smug. Plus, I get first pick of all of the best stuff. Could I work there with you? Nah, thanks, I'm good. Go straight to Seek and ask for it. Nah. Mars, that's amazing. I don't want a job there. I is farmer. You lay it on really thick, how Mars is so cool, and everything she does is totally great, and how she's obviously the most important person in the colony. You're gonna start a Mars fan club for her. She just laughs. Nice try, Ragashi. But thanks for the compliments. Then she just leaves, without even offering to help you get a job. Drat. Sucking up to Mars didn't work. What's next? Having to actually ask for what you want? Ugh. Maybe you could just ask again later. Well, we're gonna be a cool farmer. Alright, one more round of xenobotany, and then we get to work on the farm. No wonder your dad likes the lab. It's one of the few places during this time of the year that's guaranteed to be pollen-free. Oh yeah, our dad has really bad allergies. Like myself. The environment is always carefully controlled so that the pollen can't get in and contaminate the samples. Alright, perfect. I'm loving all of our strength cards that basically mean we win every time. And we get super goal. You worked well this month. And we got our organizing up where I wanted it. Your dad comes back from work one day looking seriously under the weather. He's pale, with deep circles under his eyes, and he keeps sneezing. It's fine, he insists. It's just all the pollen in the air. It's gunking up the old air tubes, you know? Yeah, you're a hay fever, Flu. We always got it back on Earth, too. Your mom frowns and crosses her arms. We did, she agrees. So why isn't it bothering me? You're a lot tougher than me, sweet pea, your dad says, and your mom rolls her eyes. I am sure I just have to get used to it like you did, he continues. Maybe I'll go for a stroll outside in the gates later. You know, really get a good lungful of this stuff. I'll feel bad for a few weeks, but after that, I'll be fine. Your mom raises both eyebrows. Outside the gates? You? Your dad shrugs, and then he falls into a bit of a sneezing and can't answer. Your mom directs him to go lie down on their bed. You need rest, not machoism, she scolds him. I don't have to... Your dad sneezes. A macho bone in my body, foo-foo. And I have to fertilize the corn and the pixie beans this week. Uh-huh, your mom grunts. Your dad pulls a handkerchief from his pocket and sneezes into it a few times. Big yelling honk and sneeze that echoes through the whole quarters. He pulls it away from his face, and you can tell that something's wrong. Huh? Your dad says weakly, holding the handkerchief away from his face. It's bright fuchsia pink and glittering in the light. That's weird. Then his eyes roll back to, oh no! His knees buckle and your mom yells for a call instance. Chief Engineer Instance takes your dad's vitals and gives him a cursory look over. But she seems satisfied with what she sees without having to go through a thorough examination. Yeah, the explorers have started calling this shimmer, she says, shining a light down your dad's throat. He's looking a little better, but not much. It's an airborne environmental toxin, likely in the pollen fog. Will he be okay? It doesn't seem like it causes long-term damage to the body, Instance explains. She gestures in the air, making notes on her hollow eye that only she can see. Yeah, I've been tracking the effects of 3 seasons now. The toxin is flushed out of the body after 3 to 5 days, and it's not contagious. She looks down at your father. What that means for you, Geranium, since you're practically susceptible to the toxin, you should be taking better pains to avoid the exposure. If you must go outside during pollen, use a respirator. Your dad smiles weakly. Yeah, you got it, boss, he says. Your mom smiles and puts her hand over his. As your literal boss, I'm ordering you not to come into work for the rest of the week, she says. You're on strict bed rest. She leans in to touch his forehead, her forehead to his. They stay like that, smiling with relief. Oh, it's so sweet. Even after 1 day of bed rest, your dad is looking a lot better. He's clearly anxious to get back out to the fields. You're gonna love this new crop, Ragashi. It's called a pixie bean. They glow in the dark. He's already pulling on his boots. The fields look so beautiful at night. I'm happy that we finally found something that would actually grow here that isn't soy. Soy and more soy. Our dad is hella allergic. Aha! More collect. Ooh. Heck yes. Collectibles respawn faster and more slots are filled. I like this. We can collect collectibles faster. Hey, guess what? I got my organizing up to 20. You proud of me? Well, you haven't really been in school for a while, or even in engineering, but you tell your mom about some paperwork that you had to deal with. You're pretty good at organization, so it was pretty easy. Ooh, +1 for each unplayed card? That's neat. Do you even know why it call it paperwork? Your mom laughs. It's true. It's not like you're sorting actual paper. Back on Earth, we used to have
We used to have to use paper to...
Nah, never mind. She slaps you on the back. Good for you for having your, your head together. Hooray. Alright, cool. I guess now we can continue working on the farm, get our toughness up, working with our super strength. Your holopalm pulses with a message from Tang. Hello, Ragashi. If you're not occupied, could I ask for your assistance in the lab? Thanks in advance. Typical Tang, but her asking for help is something so rare that you can't help but head over there straight away. You find her hunched over the spectrometer, making notes on a holo screen. Oh, you're here, she says, blinking rapidly. She looks like she's been awake for days, wrinkled, a little shiny, and with the wild-eyed look of someone who needs a cup of blep tea. Came as soon as I could. I'm researching the shimmer, the repulsory illness for some of the people report during pollen, she says. I loathe to admit it, but I need your assistance. She takes 4 vitals with swabs inside and puts them in your hand. I need recent saliva samples from both you and your father, she says. There must be a reason why he's so susceptible to the shimmer, and you're not. You share half of the genetic code with him. There must be some markers you can compare between the 2 samples. Then, she continues, pulling another vial from the rack of test tubes. Administer these to yourself. Wait 3 days and take the samples again. The test should be able to determine if anything in your body chemistry has changed. Neat. We're doing science-y things. Tang looks at you very serious, cutting through her bleary expression. There's something going on here, she whispers. Something really, really big. I've begun to realize this is more about just curing a disease. She squeezes your hand so hard it almost hurts. Unlocking the secrets of the shimmer, who it affects, and why. This could lead to a greater understanding of all life on Vertumna. And knowledge? Knowledge is more than power, Ragashi. It's control. Oh, alright, bet. Alright, I'll do it. Alright, we get +1 to Shimmer Cure, and +1 to Helped Tangent. And 2 friends. Right. Thank you, Tang says. I've been researching so hard, and I think my eyes are going to fall out of my head. And for what? Well, for the end of debilitating diseases, it's a pretty good reason. But Tang just shakes her head at herself before you can answer. We're at a disadvantage here, she mutters. We're fighting blind. We need to understand this planet if we're going to get it under control. Honestly, untested medicine. Let's go. Hello, Father. Oh, right. I guess I didn't actually have to do that. I mean, it's already done. Can we buy anything at the store? View Supply Depot. We can buy birthday cakes. That's about it. I'll buy a birthday cake, because why not? Why not buy cake? Cake is real good. Alright, back to the farm. Let's work on the farm for the first time. It's a proud day for your mom. You're finally following in her footsteps. She meets you at the gates to the garden. Hello, Sprout, she says, sounding chipper. Come on, we've got a lot to cover before you're able to keep up with the rest of us. Finally, some real farming, not just shoveling dirt. Your mom shows you around the fields and geoponic domes. You'll mostly be working in the fields, with the hardier earth crops, like potatoes and corn, as well as the native plants we've managed to cultivate. She frowns. We'll figure out how to cultivate these native plants somehow. You spend the rest of the day pulling weeds and watering plants. You're dirty up to your waist by the time you're finished, but it's good, honest work. You're proud to be able to do something that helps out with the colony. Cal gives you a high five and invites you in for a cool drink in the cafeteria. All the other agriculturists join you. Of all the places in the colony you've worked, geoponics is most like a family. Maybe because they've always have been a family, thanks to your mom and dad. Let's get to work. See, I feel like I have an issue, sort of, just with the way I play. Because I'm looking at my other stats, and I've always been one for maxing out, like hard focusing certain stats, rather than, being good at everything. And as you can see, I have taken to toughness and biology, but as for engineering, I have not even touched that. So I hope that doesn't completely destroy me later on. Uh-huh. Super goal. Actually, we'll take this away. Ah, even higher super goal. Nice. Look at our biology and toughness go up. So we actually get a bonus to toughness because we have super strength as our perk. And bet. But yeah, whether or not that's a good thing or not, I have no idea. Let's hope so. Let's hope I'm not screwing up myself. Also, I could totally, sneak out, but I haven't really done too much of that. I don't know what the benefits to sneaking out are. I know there's expeditions later on when I get older in, later years. But at the current moment, sneaking out just seems like a bad idea. Alright, no collectibles, no people to talk to. Back to work. I've been working on the farm. The colony has one massive multi-purpose programmable bot. Usually, geoponics uses it to till fields and help with the planting and harvesting. It breaks down a lot, but you kinda love it anyways. It's a big, slow friend. At one point, you kids started decorating it with stickers, and your mom never stopped you. You and Cal are out in the fields where they're planting these new kinds of native plants called a pixie bean. These things are incredible. They glow in the dark. Cal is in a goofy mood and doesn't want to work. You've got a robo plow for the day, and he suggests you ride around on it. Ooh, we could ride the robot, but we gotta do our work. Cal, why are you so irresponsible? Oh. It has to be the responsible kid, though. That's just who I is. Alright, we just gotta do our work. We can't. Good job. You and Cal trudge along behind the robo-plow, removing rocks it missed and dropping seeds into the furrow. After a few hours, your backs are sore, but the field looks great. Your mom actually smiles when she sees the field and gives you a handful of kudos. See, we gotta do good. You're cleaning off the bot to put it away for the night when security officer Rhett shows up.
Hello, children. When you're done, please deliver the MMPG to the garrison. We need it to shore up the walls tomorrow.
Wait, but we need it tomorrow, Cal says. He strokes the sticker-covered flank of the bot. Are you gonna bring it back after?
After we're done with it,
Rhett replies. You and Cal exchange a look. Working on the walls is a never-ending project. You get the feeling if he takes the plow, you won't be getting it back anytime soon. Certainly not in time for the next harvest. I should check with my mom first. Okay, I guess you can have it. I mean, look, man, walls are important. If we don't have walls, the entire colony gets eaten by monsters. We've already lost 3 people. We're not losing any more. Ooh, what is this? Oh no, -1 colony food, no! Oh, what have I done? Okay. You don't really have many options here. Rhett is an adult and chief of security. You don't feel comfortable denying him the plow. You agree to deliver the robo-plow to the garrison when you're all done cleaning it up. That's probably not great. The next day, your mom is pissed. You can hear her yelling at Rhett over her holopalm. In that tone of voice, when you're watching a holovid and someone's mom uses their first, last, and middle name, you never see the robo-plow No! That's not good! You never see the RoboPlow in geoponics again. Did we make a mistake? We made a bad, didn't we? You don't really understand these grown-up politics, but you feel bad anyways. Oh, my bad. Oh, goodness. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. It's okay, we just gotta get really good at biology and toughness, and we'll have food forever. We'll be best gardener. Early dust. Hooray, it's the really, really hot month. Alright, tell you what, I'll sneak out after the festival, because apparently the festival every single time has given me, ooh, a yellow flower. The festival every time has given me, brain, I need you to work, please. It has given me minus 50 stress, so if I'm going to go sneaking out, I need as little stress as possible to stay out a really long time. Welp. This is all real bad, but that's fine. We'll continue working on the farm. You try not to think about how human waste is full of the tasty nutrients and bacteria plants need to grow, and how you never hear anyone worry about how much sewage this many people can generate. You especially try not to think about it when you're up to your elbows in musty, warm soil. Ew. You get an inch inside your nose. Just don't think about it. Gross. Farming is disgusting, but important. Alright, 5 here. We'll put a 2, 3, 4, 5 there. Ah, super goal. Let's go. So I think super goal is just 5. I know, right? Gross. Don't say yummy. You don't say yummy. That's disgusting. Ew. Ugh. I could never do this myself. I'm glad I'm not actually having to do all of this. We're just gonna make our character do it all. It's time for the 3rd annual Vertumnilia Festival. You gather with your family in the colony square. Everyone takes a seat as Governor Idicott approaches the stage. She folds her hands and serenely addresses the crowd. What a pleasure to address you all today as your governor, she says, looking as pleased as she ever does. In under 3 years, we've built a colony of which we can truly be proud. While we've suffered hardships and losses, we remain standing, as always, looking towards the future as we are building together. Let us use this midsummer festival as a time to reflect on our many blessings. Edicott continues. Fresh water, good food, healthy children, and a strong community. Edicott bows her head. But first, let us remember Professor Halitosis, who guided our children and kept our engines running for so many years. Chief Engineer Instance will be filling in, with help from our ship's AI congruence, until someone can take up the mantle that rested so easily on Hal's broad shoulders. We also recognize the passing of our dear friend, Chief Surveyor Melatonin. Known for his gentle nature and his curious spirit, Tonin joins his daughter, Tammy, and his partner, Lavandula, in the world of our memories. In his place, we welcome our youngest council member ever, Utopia, representing Expeditions. Edicott invites the rest of the council to stand and be recognized among the crowd, including your mom, who huffs in annoyance. When the applause dies down in its council and the council sits, Utopia remains standing. Actually, Auntie Edicott, y'all mind if I just make a quick announcement? Edicott nods, and Utopia clears her throat. Ooh boy, we about to go real southern here. Alright, I gotta draw upon my ancestors here. I just wanted to say that, thanks to y'all who are trusting me with this job, she says. her clear voice ringing out over over the crowd. A cheer rises from Expeditions, and she motions for them to quiet down. Look, Uncle Tonan's left some big shoes to fill, and, well, I'm gonna give it my best. We're fixing to get to the bottom of what we're calling the shimmer. The sniffles folks have been getting during the pollen, Utopia continues. Until we do, please, keep on wearing your masks when the pollen is thick, and let the doc know if you're under the weather. She bends down to hug the governor as she leaves the stage. Thank you, Utopia, Endicott says warmly, and thank you to the rest of the council for their service. Live music starts playing and Endicott smiles. And now, it's time for the games and feasting. The crowd disperses towards the feasting table, clearing the area of chairs so the children's competition can be held. Bot wrestling. Bot triathlon. Yes, please, let's go. Com keeps adding complexity to his bot wrestling game. Last year was the hollow obstacle course, and this year, it's an accuracy challenge. Sink 3 baskets and you can move to the next stage, Com says, unveiling something with a flourish. A vacubot with a basket tied to its head. It chirps as it stomps back and forth, and the crowd cheers. Nice. You're competing against Anemone and Cal. You notice that they're not racing around together. Cal is playing with the vacubot, and Anemone is standing next to her brother. You're up first. Oh, we're gonna win this. We're gonna win this so hard. Alright, +3 on the 3rd stage, so we'll keep Cal's pet socks there. So we can do that. We'll do that. That makes it to 2. And a 5. Alright, that takes care of that. We'll do 2 here. 2. 2. And then there. That becomes a 3, I think, somehow. I don't know why it becomes a 3. I thought it was going to become a 2, but that's fine. Ooh, this is going to be tough. Never mind. It's not going to be tough because we are a bat champion. We're a bot champion. And then 2, 2. Oh, that's a 3. Well, let's make this a 3. Heck yeah. Oh, right. +1 to physical cards. So when it turned red, it got an extra bonus point. Okay. We are a bat. We are the robot victorious peoples. Because we're so strong. You thought the accuracy portion would be harder. Those vacubots can be fast when they're on a mission. This one seems to get bored waiting for you to complete the obstacle course. So by the time you line up to take your shots with the sports ball, it's stopped running around and has taken carefully vacuuming the dirt under its feet. Weird. You easily sink your basket and move on to the wrestling competition. You win by a huge margin. An enemy pouts and stomps over to Com, yelling that it wasn't fair that you got it so easy. She refuses to speak to you until Com sits you both down and makes you shake hands, pointing out that an enemy also got hit by 5 hollow obstacles and couldn't have won anyways. An enemy begrudgingly accepts your win. I gained the status popular. After the festivities, you take time off for much needed, very relaxing break. Your dad sets up a slip and slide through the colony square, and everyone takes turns sliding on their stomachs and spraying water at each other. It's a lot of fun. You can feel your worries floating away in the hot dust sun. But this one's actually flying by pretty fast, so I may do 2 years this session. We'll see. We'll see how traumatic things get. Alright, still nobody to talk to? You got nothing? Ooh, our biology is so high we can talk about a radioactive plant. Let's go. Cal is looking a little sickly. Well, I found this really pretty flower growing in the garden. I've never seen it before. You take a look at it and soon to begin feeling sick yourself. Wait, is this plant radioactive? What? It's radioactive, Cal says, backing up quickly. Good thing you knew that. What do we do? You're not sure, but if you study it in the geoponics lab, you might be able to figure out how to neutralize the radiation. Bet. Oh, well, now we have to... Dang it, now we gotta go do, like, our cool stuff. Okay. Our toughness is getting up there. Okay. Alright. We'll research xenobotany in the lab. Just because I really want to see if we can. Back in the lab, you have all the right equipment to properly examine that radioactive plant you found. Maybe you can find a way to protect yourself from them so that you don't need to drag a radiation-proof envirosuit with you every time you go to that part of the planet. Radiation... Oh no! My engineering is not that great. Oof. Oh, our engineering sucks. Alright. It could make you really sick. Though, and high enough doses could kill you before you're even able to reach a medbed. How confident are you that you know how to project yourself? I think I'll be okay. Oh god, we're about to die, aren't we? You take a careless approach to protecting yourself from the radiation. It can't be so bad that you won't be able to make it to the medbay in time. You wear gloves and a face shield and get to work. Ew, gross. No, this is bad. After a few hours, you start to feel dizzy, the dizziness quickly becoming nausea, and while you're puking your guts out in a bucket, you have to admit that you're probably feeling the effects of radiation poisoning. Who could have predicted that? You're not done with your experience. Keep going, it's fine. Oh, I'm injured. Oh no. Oh no, no. Oh, I'm just making this worse for myself. Okay. You're better than a plant. You might be one of the dumbest things you've ever done. You'll be in the medway wishing you killed it for at least a week. But you did complete your experiment. Yes! You discover that the radioactive part of the plant is confined to the carapel of the flower, its reproductive organs, and that the petals act as a radioactive shield to protect against the rest of the plant. If you press to the center of the flower, the petals close and block the radiation enough that a person can pass by without feeling sick. Neat! You should be able to use this project yourself next time you encounter this plant in the wild. Hooray! We have radiation poisoning, but you know what? Science. Alright. Card becomes blue. Well, let's just make the card blue already. Boop. And then all of our 5s. Because we're super strong. Apparently, we can just brute force science. Oh, goodness. What is the debuff over here? What do I have? Can I see what the debuff is? Injured. Physical skills increases reduced by 1. Okay, so if I ever get a cool increase on my physical skills, I don't get that. So that's neat. Radiation poisoning sucks. But you know what? We're super strong, so it doesn't matter. We can brute force science, it's fine. We're in late dust. Okay. Hello, Dad, I have radiation poisoning. How are you? We should probably work on our engineering. That's probably a smart thing to do. But min-maxing. We could totally max out our biology soon. Ah, we'll be fine. Work on the farm. The best part about farming during dust is that if you're ever thirsty, you can practically just reach into the ground and pull out a potato pod. They're filled with liquids that just a little bit colder than the dry, hot air. Apparently, that's how they spread their seeds. Animals dig them up, and then these pods burst and leak seeds everywhere. It's kind of gross if you think about it too hard, but the juice is just so tasty. Look at all of these 5s! We're amazing. Boom. Oh, we almost have our toughness perk next. Ooh, early wet. And we got a blue bobber fruit. Okay. Nothing else to pick up. I thought I was supposed to be able to, like, with biology at maxed out, I was supposed to be able to have a... I don't know. Okay. What is our biology at now? Is it at least 80? It is at 92. Which would be at 80 if we took off our perk. So let's do that. Let's swap out our gear for the toy Xenofauna. So we get +1 to our physical cards. Of course, I think that's negated since we have physical skill increases reduced by 1. Yeah. I wish I could relax and also gain strength. Like, can I not just do some push-ups to relax? Is that not a thing that our character can do? Sounds awful, not gonna lie. Yay, more farm. The colony is surrounded by tall walls that keep most of the local xenofauna. The key word being most. You often report to work and find that an entire row of corn has been ripped up and carried away in the night by something that can fly over the walls. All that's left in the morning is torn up dirt and is dusting of iridescent powder. It happens so often your mom has to set up cameras to watch whatever it is in action. The next day, you have your answer. Dorbs moths. Giant blue moths with wingspans almost as long as your outstretched arms. They can rip the corn right out of the ground. Wow, amazing, Cal says as you review the holovid. I didn't know Dorbs moths could do that. Dorbs moths are pretty cute. In like a bug sort of way. Fuzzy dog-like heads, pretty iridescent wings, long elegant whiskers. They'll be cuter if they weren't flying away with entire stalks of corn. You don't want to run the risk of accidentally poisoning your own crops, and Cal objects to trapping them. The most humane solution is to discourage them from stealing your crops at all. You and Cal work on setting up scarecrows, but after a couple unsuccessful days, you have to admit that you just don't know what scares these adorable little moths. What even eats them anyways? Guess I'm gonna have to find out. Cal puzzles over the security footage. They fly in from the north, especially around Quiet, he says. Maybe that's where their breeding ground is? If someone goes there, maybe we could figure out what kind of animals they're scared of. If they're plant eaters, something's gotta hunt them for food. If you figure it out, it'd be a big help towards securing the colony's food supply. Are you saying that I have to now travel north? That I have to like sneak out or something? Aha, super goal. We're really good at getting these super goals. Oh, hey, Auntie! I have 20 plus runs and I still see new dialogue in people's first playthroughs. Neat. That's because everybody's like different. I like how this game like approaches that. Because obviously you see that I have a really bad problem, and I do this in almost every video game I play. I have a really bad problem of maxing out certain skills before I touch any of the others. And in this case, it's currently biology and toughness, which I'm running into problems with engineering and persuasion. The fact that my engineering was so low meant that I got radiation poisoning, which wasn't great. But you know what? It's okay. But no, this game is like massive, and I'm kind of excited to keep on playing it even after I finish it. Or I guess not finish it, but finish the first run through of it. Also, it's good to see you on. Alright, we're in Midwet now. And we got a new perk. Let's go. Update basic cards in the Garrison Gym. What does that mean? What? I can update? What does that mean? What does the upgraded version of this look like? Ew, gross. These are cards I already have. Of course, I haven't seen any of these in a long while. Can I just upgrade my super strength? What does that do? Okay, what did that do for me though? What did upgrading super strength do? Whoa. +2 for every other physical card? That's so good! Alright. I like it. I like it. What else can we upgrade? We got a ton of money, and we can't really spend our money on anything else, so what about our first steps? Okay, it literally just became a +2. Alright. Not as exciting, but upgrading super strength was super cool. So I guess we could just continuously upgrade those cards. They kind of just make it to where we have just higher versions of each one. All right. So do we rest soon? We should probably rest next month, right before the big attack, so we're all freshed up. I don't know if stress like factors into the final bits, but is there a map that I can see of the area? Said there's an area to the north. There is a map. Mosaic plains lie far to the north of the colony, where the higher elevation and natural tilt of the planet makes bromidic snow fall more regularly in every season. Though prone to sudden storm flurries, the plains are a relatively safe place to explore, filled with mostly herbivorous xenofauna. So if we go there, we could probably find something that hunts these moths. But there's no way of me leaving. You're injured and should rest. You right. Alright, work on the farm more? Yeah, let's work on the farm more. So much kudos. And we got more biology to do. There are a few native crops growing in your fields that you don't really mean to grow. It's more like you can't keep them out. You could probably rip up all of the bobber fruit plants if you really wanted to, but they're so tasty, and they don't take up a lot of space. And though they're edible, it's too much work for the kitchens to use them on a large scale. So that means you can just help yourself to them while you're working. The agriculturalists like to give them to the other colonists as gifts. Neat. I don't know who I would give that to as a gift to. I don't know who would want that. Yes, we will take minus a kudo for super goal. Actually, can we get rid of this somehow? How do I guess I just gotta click it, bring it down. Ah, we still get super goal, and we get to keep our kudo. That. Aha, so much biology. We have the biggest brain when it comes to biology. Alright, it is late wet, so we should take the month off. So if we don't take the month off, we're going to be fighting. We're going to have to be dealing with all of the terrible, terrible, no good, very bad things. Well, fully stressed. Relax in the park. Your mom is tending to her garden as you relax nearby. You're both happy to leave each other alone, but you can hear her muttering to herself as she pulls weeds. Every day, she grumbles, you think I was never here at all. And with some of these weeds grow, I thought that bringing only nice plants would mean we wouldn't have to weed as much. But these vertumnant plants, they're unstoppable. She pulls hard on one weed, which turns out to be a huge creeping vine that yanks out for a few flowers. Ugh, I just want one place in this planet that's ours. We're absolutely going to help her pull weeds. You get down there and help your mom pull weeds for the better part of the afternoon. It's surprisingly hard work. By the end, your back and shoulders are aching and the palms of your hands are on fire. Your mom dumps a huge armful of weeds onto a wheelbarrow. These go all the way to the edge of the colony, she says, wearily. Whatever plants these roots belong to, they're invading my garden. She turns towards the wall and yells, You stupid pink bastards, you stay out there where you belong. Alright, we're gonna get rid of Dissect a Sugar Bug, because it's only a +3, and I'm not really interested in keeping the 3s. Anything less than 5 is not good enough. Ah, we're in Glow. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna spend 100 kudos on upgrading running to leaping. Yes. I don't know what that did for me. What does leaping do? Leaping? Ah, it's a +4. Hell yeah. Also, look at that cute kid. Look at him. Alright, any cool plants that I can pick up during the glow season? Also, I don't think I'm allowed to sneak out during this season. Which makes sense. I shouldn't be allowed to sneak out. Yeah. Okay. So our biology is almost perfect. So let's get that up. Let's work on the farm during glow season. We're the best. There are only a few glowing plants in the garden, so in the dark of glow, you have to do a lot of outdoor work by lamplight. In the eerie not light, fertile earth dirt looks like the same as Vertumnus dirt. It's so hard to see what you're doing. Oof. We got a 0 card. That's fine. Boop, boop, boop. Not quite a super goal. Lame old giggling. Curse you, giggling. Ooh, but we can give that to our friend for extra. Or we could get super goal. That's fine. We're gonna get biology anyways. It's still early in the game. You worked well this month. +1 biology. Oh, if we're at 99, I'm gonna be upset with myself. Oh, I'm so upset with myself. I should have pushed it. Oh, I should have pushed it. Oh well. Could have gotten super goal, and I could have been at 100 biology by now. 2 data points form a line, but 3 is a pattern. The colony has been on high alert all glow, hoping that creatures from beyond the wall didn't return for a 3rd year in a row. Surveyors keep reporting that they're seeing unusual animal activity. Even the plants seem different, they say, and new tracks that must have been left by creatures, larger and heavier than you've ever seen. You and the other colonists drill evacuation plans. Ooh, there we go. You're in engineering when you hear the sirens ring through the colony. You cover your ears against the noise and you make your way to the nearby classroom. This is one of the assembly points, so you should be safe there. But it wasn't so safe last year for Professor Howe. What if another creature gets in? Congruence, the new teacher. Congruence, nice. Is just a face on a computer screen. She can't protect anyone. Congruence flickers cheerfully. Please stay calm, children, she says. This defense squad is already en route to the creatures. This should be all over soon. You've been told this before. I can't leave because I'm not brave enough. Darn it. As the sirens continue, you're faced with a choice. Now we're just going to stay put. We're going to take it seriously. You, Tang, Mars, and the other kids try to stay calm. Congruence directs you under the big tables together, then assigns you a chapter on Earth's history, as if nothing was happening. It's impossible to think with the sirens going off. You read and reread the same paragraph over and over, trying not to think about some monster bursting through the doors or windows or wall. There's nothing you can do, so you try to apply yourself to reading the chapter you've been assigned. You struggle with it, your mind racing. You notice Tangent trying to do the same. She gives you a faint smile over her holoscreen. It isn't long before the sirens turn off, ringing 3 short pulses and the all-clear message flashes on your holopalm. You and the other children file out of engineering, and you head back to your quarters. Your parents will want to know that you're safe. Oh good, they're both alive. Your dad gives you a big hug, and your mom slumps into a seat at the small table. It's like they were going specifically for geoponics this time, she mutters. But your dad pets your hair and shushes her. I'm sure it was just bad luck, Flulabelle, he says. And your mother shakes her head. and folds her hands in the front of her mouth, staring out the porthole window at the fields. Oh, I'm guessing the fields got hella hecked up. All right, age 13. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to do another year today. Because I'm very... Ooh, I don't like seeing that number. I don't like seeing the -1 food. Because I feel like these numbers are important. And I really don't feel like letting a colony starve. Ooh, that's scary. Um, Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a break, probably roughly 5 minutes or so. I'm gonna get some water, stretch my legs, probably snack on something real quick. I'll be right back, and we're gonna knock out age 13. So, go ahead and set that up. Until then, definitely stay tuned in. Super appreciative of everybody who's watching so far. Um, I'll be right back. Gotta make sure the mic's unmuted. Alrighty. Making sure everything's set up over here, and we should be all good to go. And go. Perfect. Alright, so time to start. It is time to start age 13. You're a 13-year-old child dealing with the traumas. Where's the sound? There is the sound. It is just no music time. Can I make it next music? I can. Neat. Such a good soundtrack. Honestly, I love it a lot. You dig up a bunch of medicinal roots. Hello. Tangent is standing still with her face held up into the sky, letting blue snowflakes land on her cheeks. What? Oh, wait, come back. Where did it go? There we go. Fix that. Alrighty. Tangent is standing still with her face held to the sky, letting blue snowflakes land on her cheeks. They melt almost immediately. She doesn't move as you approach. After a minute, she winces and rubs her eyes. It stings, she says, because it's made of acid. What? Acid snow? Tang nods. The HoloNet entry says it isn't harmful. It freezes at 12 degrees Celsius and turns into tiny crystals so that they're heavy and they fall from the clouds. You can see them under a microscope. She sticks her tongue out and lets some of the flakes fall on it. It tastes kind of sour, but sweet, she observes, fascinating. Nice, so it's just raining warheads. Honestly, though, it's an amazing soundtrack, and honestly, that doesn't sound like a bad idea if money was not an object. Tang pulls out a sample jar of her coat, out of her coat. We know what it's made out of, but our understanding is incomplete, she says, and places the jar on an outcropping of rocks. The big mushrooms change in shape and color before the snow began to fall. I wonder, is there some sort of signal that precedes the changing of the seasons? What happens if I expose samples collected in dust season to the snow from quiet season? A small, excited smile creeps across Tang's face. There's so much to learn about this plant. I can't wait. Tang seems like she's a really cool person. Like, if I wasn't already, like, hard focusing on, like, the friendship with Cal, I would probably hard focus my friendship with Tang. Okay. So I could knock up my biology by 1. It seems annoying, though, not gonna lie, the fact that I am missing biology by 1, so I might just wait for, like, a random event to come through. Get my toughness up. Perception needs to come up. I know engineering desperately needs to come up. So, let's study some engineering. Let's be super smart. Lol. It's been a while since you've taken a physics class. You wonder who they got to teach after Professor Hal died. He was the teacher back on the ship. Who could possibly replace him? Congruence is waiting placidly for class to begin. Oh, Ragashi, hello, she says, as you take your seat. It's been a while since you joined us. It's been 375 days since your last class here. It's been a while since you joined us to learn about the grand world of physics. Don't be surprised, I'm teaching the class now in Professor Hal's absence. Congruence takes her place at the front of the class. Today we will learn about me. I'm the ship's onboard intelligence. But what does that mean? Does anyone have any questions for me? How do you do so many things? My brain is big, she explains. It's just enormous, really, much bigger than this little monitor you see here. And it's connected to the ship's HoloNet, so anything you can look up on your holopalms, I just know. What's your job? Well, right now, part of me is showing animal videos to the children in the creche. And part of me is teaching here with you. but most of me is monitoring the engines which give us power, and the life support systems that make it comfortable in here. Let's just listen. Congruence explains that she had to do all kinds of calculations to help fly the ship and land it, and that she was designed to provide a user-friendly interface to the ship's system. But Hal modded me to be far more than just that, she says proudly. Now, I can even tell jokes. Why did the computer cross the road? I don't know, why? Congruent smiles widely, and it's just binary. If I knew that, I bet it would be really funny. Or upsetting, and I love it. I will probably look up later what that means, because that's funny. Alright, well, you know what they say. Science requires brute force. Haha. Oh, it's not a super goal. I kind of want the super goal. Can I make super goal happen somehow? Question mark. 2, 3. Nah, I don't have a 4. That's fine. You worked well this month. +1 engineering. Oof, only 2 whole engineering. We have to get up to 40 to make cool things. Well, it's no wonder why I got radiation poisoning. Engineering is hard. Alright, you wake to the sound of your parents arguing in a hushed tone, clearly trying not to disturb you. You blink away in the sleep from your eyes, naturally remembering, wait, isn't today your 13th birthday? Where's your birthday cuddles? Your parents always make a big deal about your birthday. You peek out through the privacy curtain on your bunk and listen to their argument. Oh. You're being unreasonable. Ragashi's a teenager now. You have to give him the opportunity to take calculated risks, or he'll start acting out. That's just what being a teenager is. Going off in the wilderness isn't a calculated risk, your dad replies. It's too dangerous. It's weird to hear your parents arguing. If they ever disagree, they sort it out quietly, or go to meditation. This time, they sound really upset. This is unsettling. The danger isn't, you don't need to. I think I should? They glance, oh goodness. I'm sorry. They glance at you. Your mom holds up her hand in silence. You go straight back, you hold up to silence to you, and you go straight back to talking. Geranium, she grades. You've said yourself that we need every person out there surveying for edible native plants. You're even going yourself. Why not our son? Your dad flails his hands helplessly. Because, Flulu, he's our son. It's our responsibility to keep him safe. You're not keeping anyone safe by coddling him. Your mom almost shouts, and your dad flinches in shock. Ragashi's survival depends on him understanding that this planet we're living on, so you're not doing him or the colony any favors by pretending that's not the case. Let's stay quiet. I am not brave enough. Oh, goodness. That probably should have been a thing we focused on. Anything you say would just make them more upset, and they're doing a good job of that by themselves. But you're so angry with them right now. Why can't they act like proper parents? Because they both love you so much, kid. And they don't know how to handle that. They argue for a little while longer before your dad raises his hands in defeat. Your mom's fierce expression softens. Hey, Ragashi, sorry, it's your birthday today. And here we are arguing like a pair of assholes. Happy birthday. They both give you a hug. We're meant to order up from the canteen, but you have your usual birthday breakfast. But we got to talking about how Utopia's opened up the positions in the expeditions for kids, 13 and older. And, well, that's up to you now. I suppose we'll have to let you spread your wings someday, your dad relents. I'd just feel better knowing that you were safe here inside the colony walls. But I have to go north. I have to discover what's killing all of the moth food. Or what's eating all of the... What eats the moths that eat all of our food? He gives your mom a faint smile. We decided early on to let you choose your own path in life. So, if you want to join expeditions, we're behind you. Just be safe. Oh, I can only explore nearby expeditions? I wonder if that can I don't know if they're gonna let me go all the way north as a 13-year-old. That'd be rude. I have science to do. You can't keep me from science. Okay, hello, father. You find your dad comparing some plant samples. When he sees you, he puts down the test tubes and gives you a big hug. Oof. Our social skills are lacking. Alright, kiddo, he exclaims, then kneels down to look at you in the eye. I've been thinking. I want to say I'm sorry. Your mom and I were arguing on your birthday. We disagree sometimes, but like every couple, it's unfair that you had to see how the soy sausage gets made. Gross. He pats you on the shoulder. Thanks for saying so. You're a great kid. Your mom and I talked it out, he continues. We're both just really putting our everything into the farm right now, and it's making us kind of snappy. You don't have to worry about it, okay? He squeezes you in a hug. If you want to join Utopia's exploration team, just be careful. It's dangerous out there. I will be super dangerous, father. I will be the most dangerous. Ooh, we can actually walk out here now. Bet. I can survey the plains. Ooh, we can get our perception up. We can explore nearby. That would get our bravery up. All events have respawned. Survey the plains. We need bravery. And we'll get our perception up. Bet, let's explore nearby. Hello, Utopia. Utopia is working near the gates. The area has been deemed safe enough for the kids to go for a hike, so long as you're back before dark and never go out during glow. There ain't a lot to see out there, she says. A logging camp, a few fields, some nice lookouts. Ooh, we got a log. Keep your eyes peeled for some useful things, like that there mushwood log. She points to a light, sturdy piece of wood by the side of the road. Lumber carrier must have dropped it. It's fairly safe out there, but that don't mean totally safe, she cautions. Don't go too far, and if you see anything that scares you, run like heck and make a ton of noise. She helps tighten the straps of your backpack. What you hoping to see out there? Sweets? Stuff to collect, stuff to fight. Just checking things out. Stuff to collect. Take back to the xenobiology lab. Utopia laughs. Take nothing but photos, leave nothing but footprints, she teases. Suppose it's different on a brand new planet like this, though. We actually do need samples of, well, basically everything. Especially stuff that might be edible. She slaps you on the back. Things regrow pretty wild out there, she adds, especially with our new biology perk. If you picked a place clean, give it a year, I bet it'll look like you never were there at all. Alright, yay, mushwood log. Alright. Oh, I can't walk past you, I actually have to interact with you. Okay. Okay, so in order to progress further, you have to interact with things. Not that thing. That thing, well, we're tough. We can fight it. We're strong, right? We're strong. Oh, okay. Need combat 20 or greater. Okay, we don't have good combat. That makes sense. Alright. There in the clearing, the most majestic creature you've ever seen. It's like a unicorn from your dad's storybooks, but with leathery reptile skin that shines when the light hits it. It moves so softly, like it doesn't even disturb the ground. It could be dangerous, but you want to see what it does. Okay, we will be quiet. We We could do all of our 2s. Heck yeah. Oh, yes. And we just absolutely dominate this thing. I wonder if there's like a mega goal. If we have like the best. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aha. Nope. No super duper ultra mega goal. We're so strong. And it makes all of it like only one perception. As you settle in to watch it from behind a strand of mush trees, the Unisaur looks up towards you. Startled by your movement, you try to hold perfectly still and quiet your breathing. After a tense moment, it goes back to its business. First, it sniffs out a good tree and rubs the scent glands in its neck against it thoroughly. Then it pees, like a crystal waterfall, on a rock. Everything it does seems magical. Next, it sharpens its horn against a rock, which is scored with marks that have having it done as if it has done this before. This must be its favorite sharpening rock. You notice the bulge in its stomach, and you must have had a huge meal recently. Look at our de-stress! Let's go! Eventually it curls up for a nap. You quietly sneak away. This was so wonderful. Vertumna is a magical place. Yes. Oh, but we still get 15 stress from time passing. You know what? That's fine. We mediated the effects, almost as if it didn't happen. It's a weird growling noise. At the top of a rise, off to the east, you think you spot someone watching you. They're dressed in black. Is that Dis? But they look away, too tall to be Dis. Maybe another surveyor. You blink, and the figure is gone. Hike over there and look for clues. You bushwhack down the valley up the other path to where you thought you saw them standing. No signs of camp or anything. Obvious. A mysterious stranger. No signs of camp or anything obvious like a dropped pack. No note saying, "I'm watching you," signed Mr. Mysterious Figure. Spooky. Okay. Another log. We're picking up so many things. Oh my god, I should have been surveying like sooner. Okay. Go up or to the left. Let's go this way. There's a log over here. Some farmland has spilled outside the walls. The fields don't look like they're doing very well. Nobody's around right now. In fact, it looks a bit abandoned. There are some meager-looking crops ready to harvest, but animals are starting to get to them. Ooh, let's salvage. Yes, we got colony food. Oh, good. You pull up a handful of wrinkly tumbers. They're probably supposed to be potatoes, eventually, or maybe even yams. It's hard to tell. You dig around a little longer, but it's all pretty picked over. The foragers are happy for the help. Let's go. Oh, but more stress has passed. Okay. Hello, you creepy little thing. You hear sad hiccuping sound and follow it to a sick Popeye. It's hunched down low, its foot completely nestled under its body, and shivering uncontrollably. Its enormous eyes roll around in confusion and fear as you approach. Try to take it home with me? Yes, please, let's go. Do we get a pet now? Is this how we get a pet? Poop and poop. Alright, we get red bonus there, so that's fine. Oof. 165. Wait, no. If we bring this back, card gets +1, right? So 5, 6. Oh no, there is no 7. Lame. Okay. Okay, that works. Alright, we only need 8, and we easily get that. Look at all of these Popeyes. And we got Super Goal. -1 kudos, probably because we tried... Oh no, because we got we used What's your name? We use that one girl's card. The Hopeye hisses and tries to bite you. It doesn't want to be touched. You throw your jacket over it, then carefully pick it up and put it in your pack. You crack the zipper to give it a bit of fresh air. Oh my goodness, we straight up just captured some random animal and said, "You're coming home with me. You're mine now. Okay, thanks." Your dad helps makes a little nest for it in an empty part of the geoponics barn. Every day you bring it food and water and gradually nurse it back to health. Hey, we also got Cal to take an active interest. Utopia says that Hopeyes don't really have a gender, he says, as you are washing out the pen together. Or maybe she said they're both, and they're really social. So, what are you gonna name them? He asked. Oh, we get to name them. Something else. Oh my god, we get to come up with a name. Holy crap. Alright. What do we name him? What do we name our Hopeye? Why do I get to name a Hop? Wait, we have a pet that we get to name. Okay. What do we name said Hopeye? Do you have any good ideas, Auntie? If not, I'm just gonna name it after you. If you're okay with that. Optimus Prime. I like that. That's a good name. Optimus Prime. I like it. Oh. Optavius. I'm going to try to reload something over here. Oh, no, it's all good. Okay, perfect. Alright. Octavius plucks the fruit from Cal's hand. Friends for life. We gain 1 less stress and plus 1 bonus to pairs. Ooh. Yo, if we're going to be going out in the wilderness and getting a lot of stress, that's probably really helpful. Okay. I appreciate the lurk. Oh, that just ended our expedition, didn't it? Oh, lame. Okay. Does it follow me? Oh, no, okay. Oh, it does follow me. Oh, that's so cool. Okie dokie. We just get a friendly little Hopeye that just follows me around campus. Let's go. Okay. Probably more stuff to do, isn't there? Explore nearby. Visit the bestiary. No, okay, that just tells me about him. 11 events remaining, 6 collectibles remaining, events respawn in quiet. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do some more of these. These are fun. Alright. Come on, little Hopeye. Now, question. Do I have the Hopeye as my gear? I could. Okay. But I do like the, I like the +1 to strength red cards. It has gotten this through a lot of really tough situations. We're a pretty strong kid. Oh? I don't know what this is about. What is this about? Oh, okay, I could just... Okay, got you. Keep exploring. I'm absolutely going to keep exploring. Okay. You stop for lunch, eating an earth treat grown from your own greenhouse. A watermelon, nice and sweet, like a more solid potato pod. You munch away, spitting out the seeds. Just relax. Practice spitting seeds. Lol. We get +2 combat, let's go. You take the challenge seriously, lining up targets and keeping score. Your aim improves. I got 15 stress from just from spitting seeds. Ooh, a log. Hello, log. You spot a suspiciously regular mound of spark snow. Maybe something's buried underneath. Poke it with a stick. Dig it up immediately. Aha! We fearlessly dive in, digging with my gloved hands. Turns out it was just a pile of snow. Nothing more. But we got a bravery out of it. And I believe we can do one more. Yep, we can do one more before I am totally stressed out. Okay. Ooh. Harvesting mushwoods, offer to help. Whoa. Do we get 7 mushwood logs? Alright, you leave the path and sneak through the strand of the mush trees to one little sawmill dotting the area. It's small and a busy operation, 3 people feeding mush tree logs to some kind of machine, while a 4th one directs 4-legged robot with a plasma saw mounted to the front. Let's offer to help and get 7 whole logs. Oh no, we only get 1 log. That's sad, but that's fine. Plus 2 toughness. The loggers are grateful for your help, even though teaching you how to log does slow down their whole process. When they're done babysitting you, they give you a piece of wood and tell you to take it back to the colony for them. You're too worn out and tired to continue. You have to go home now. Okay, we go home now. You spent the month exploring. Right. Well, we're hella stressed out, so let's let's go relax in the garden. Hello, Father. I am stressed. Ooh. Your dad was sniffling and sneezing pretty bad this morning. He collapsed around this time last year, so you've been feeling anxious about his health, especially now that the pollen is back. He's working hard in the fields, respirator hanging from his neck as he grunts and shovels dirt into a wheelbarrow. He sees you coming and stands up straight, coughing a little, and he stretches his back. Hey, kiddo. What brings you out here? Dad, you have to wear your respirator. Your dad makes a blah 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 motion with his hands. I do. Don't look at me like that. I'm just getting some fresh air. It's hard to breathe with that thing on. I'm racing to get these pixie beans into the ground, he continues. We're all set to have a great harvest in time for Vertumnilia. He leans on his shovel, tucking one foot behind the other and rocking back and forth. Truth is, I've been working like a dog. I'd love to get out here for a while. Hey, what do you say we go for a little walk? He says, brightening. I know you don't get outside the walls much either, but we could do a little nature walk. I study all the plants and the foragers bring back, but I've never really seen them in the wild. That sounds great, let's go. Awesome, your dad exclaims. I knew you'd pick up what I'm throwing down. Your mother doesn't see the draw. He continues, flipping up his shovel into his shoulder and picking his way carefully out to the turn fields. She likes what she can control, you know? But there's a whole planet out there, and I want to go explore. He stops and doubles over, suddenly racked with a coughing fit that makes him unable to speak. He tries a few times to catch his breath, but each time he just starts coughing harder. The pink pollen in the air swirls and eddies around you both. A walk will do you good. You and your dad check out into the gates and let them know that you'll be going for a walk. As you set off to the nearby forest, your dad rarely's ever been outside the walls. But he looks so at home out here, he keeps pointing out strange bugs and plants. Look, Ragashi, he calls to you. And you turn to find him looking through 2 holes in a massive leaf. Like he's wearing a frilly mask. I'm a manticore! Rawr! You explore the farthest reaches of the colony-controlled wilderness. First sun is starting to set, and it's getting chilly. You're a long way from safety of the colony gates. Hey, what's over down this way? Your dad asks, heading into the deeper wilds. This is somewhere you're not supposed to go by yourself, but it's with your dad, so it's probably fine. Let's check it out. Yay, rebellion. You and your dad start bushwhacking through the overgrown fungus, but you don't get very far before a priority message hijacks your holopalms. It's Utopia from Expeditions. She's the one you checked in with earlier. Geranium, you okay out there? Our holo positioning has you long way from the colony. Do you need assistance? No. We're doing fine. Thank you, Utopia. Your dad replies. Utopia gives him directions back to the colony and signs off. And your dad gives you a big grin like your co-conspirators. Busted, he says, hopping down the slope towards you. All right, let's head back. Big Expeditions doesn't want us to know the truth, I guess. Oof, big business. The truth about what, Dad? You're walking back when your dad has another deep, spasming coughing fit. You're worried he's going to collapse again, and you'll have to carry him back to the rest of the way, but he manages to get it under control. The whole forest is completely quiet for minutes, spooked by his whacking cough. Oh, he says, his eyes red-rimmed and streaking from irritation. I can't wait until Instance figures out a treatment for this shimmer thing, she says. Maybe next time, maybe next year. Maybe the one after that. I'm gonna be the first in line, you bet. I do need some time off. Okay. It is time to relax in the park. You play with your Hopeye Hoptavius while you hang out in the gardens. They're pretty well behaved, never straying too far from the underbrush, and always coming back when you call their name. Another Hopeye shyly approaches out of the long grass. Your Hopeye goes totally still, and then lets out a happy chitter and bounces off to greet the stranger. They touch noses, then hop around each other twice. They disappear for a few minutes into the underbrush, long enough that you begin to get concerned. Finally, Hoptavius bounces back to you and nuzzles against your leg. They want to be picked up and cuddled, so you pop them underneath your shirt and carry them like a baby the rest of the way. Oh, we got empathy. And we bonded with Pet Hopeye, whatever that means. Hey, Ragashi, can I get your help with something in the barn? Cal asks. You excuse yourself from planting and follow Cal. Something's wrong with... Oh, no! Okay, something's wrong with Socks, Cal says, closing the door behind you. She won't eat and she cries all the time. You look at Socks' crate. She's almost too big for it now, even curled up in a ball. She raises her head and peeps miserably at you, then curls even tighter, her bulbous antennae drooping. She looks paler, right? Cal says, coming up beside you, and she's always sleepy and cold. I don't know what to do. She won't eat leaves anymore or anything else I bring her. Potatoes, corn, wheat, beans. Sorry, I just got a flashback to that remixed, like... You know what I mean. If you're a memer, you know what that means. She just chews them and spits them out. He points to the lid of the box. She's been chewing on her box, too. I'm worried she's going to chew her way out and escape while I'm not here. Cal rubs Socks under the chin, but she barely responds to his touch. You've been outside the walls, right, Ragashi? Have you ever seen any animals like Socks? Full-grown ones. What do they eat? I'll look next time I'm surveying. Thank you, Ragashi, Cal says, sighing as he closes the box. I'm really worried. Ooh, let's get rid of a Hopeye Fax. Just a 2. Like, I like the duplicates, but the 2. It's like Carfax. Hopeye Fax. Mid-pollen. Okay. So we are fully unstressed. And let's figure out... We have a mission outside to figure out what's wrong with Socks. So let's figure out Socks. To survey the plains? What does survey the plains do? Oh, this is just a whole different area. Oh, bet. Okay, cool. The prosaic plains. I I am happy about this. So we get multiple areas to search. When you boarded the expedition autobus this morning, you didn't know what to expect. What happened? Weird. I guess it I guess it did a weird thing. Alright, when you boarded the expeditious autobus this morning, you didn't know what to expect. It trundled you and the other surveyors few clicks north of the Prosaic Plains, a high flat with a cooler weather than your colony. Wait, was this this wasn't the far north place, I don't think. You could barely control your excitement as you watched the landscape change. And now you're here. You're finally old enough for a real survey mission away from the colony. You greet Chief Surveyor Utopia at the depot. Here's a plasma cutter. Ooh, neat. Oh, +10 to combat, +2 to challenges. Let's go. She says you're handing one. She says handing you one. It's a tool for cutting and heating things. You can use it to make fire, cauterize wounds, boil water, and it cuts some material pretty alright. You can use it for self-defense too, but I don't suggest it. Cool, fire. She laughs. Cool it, sweets. This is a quiet area, and what you're doing, we're not supposed to be in danger. We're just going to be taking notes and pictures, keeping track of all the flora and fauna we see. Just don't touch anything. Unless I ask you to take a sample, everything is potentially dangerous. We don't know much about what's out there, which is why we need surveyors. Even youngins like you. The Prosaic Plains are a sparse region. Like, you can assume from the name, you can see things from a long way off. Utopia sees you squinting at the horizon. And what are you going to do when you see something coming for you? Try to pet it. Utopia puts her fingers to the temple. I'm going to hope you were joking. Disjoins you. He must have come on an earlier out of us. Oh, good. You're here. Utopia says, digging out another plas cutter for Dis. You two greenhorns are with me. For the foreseeable... now, we don't gotta sniff each other's butts all the time out here, but I do expect y'all to be in yelling distance. Comms can get pretty spotty out here. You and Dis share knowing glances. We've both been sneaking out to explore long before you were officially allowed to. I mean, I snuck out once, and it wasn't even that far. He's been sneaking out all the time. Utopia also hands you a surveying drone and shows you how to launch it. It'll automatically perform local scans of wherever you go, though detailed scans still need to be done manually. When you return here to the depot, it'll upload its findings to the HoloNet. Your job is to cover ground, see what's out there, and so long as it isn't dangerous, record it. She slaps you on the back. Alright, team, don't get yourselves killed out there today. Oh boy, here I go discovering what's out here. Ooh. You stop to watch a herd of shaggy purple-furred animals slowly meander down a slope. You've never seen them before. Let's study them. Ooh. You can easily do this. +1 for each gem card. Which, there's 2 gem cards right here. Nice. Alright, and then look, 3 7s. Boom. Done. We've already hit our goal. And then we got super goal. Let's go. And we get a bonus perception. The creature's fur is like grass, so there must be some kind of photosynthesis. Or photosynths, an animal that gets part of their energy from the sun. You've heard of creatures like this, though you've never seen any yourself. Your survey journal doesn't have any information on this particular species. I found a new species. Maybe that would be cool. Or maybe that would be cool. You decide to name them, just in case. Oh goodness, I have to name another species. You look at them through your holoculars at maximum zoom. You can kind of make out that they have super long jaws and a huge underbite. We'll call them Jaw. Scoopers. Yep, jaw scoopers it is. Naming things is hard, so jaw scoopers will have to do. You log your discovery. Got a big old jaw. I figured that was probably the best idea. We'll name them jaw scoopers. I'm gonna get laughed at later. Hello, Dis. New expedition, who dis? Hey, Ragashi. Dis greets you cautiously as you pass the narrow path. Hey, do you want to, you want me to show you something? Dis almost never makes overtures of friendship. Whatever it is, it must be pretty cool. Yeah, you always find the coolest stuff. You follow him for nearly half an hour. A couple times he stops to listen for something, then continues onward, tromping through the fields of a broad-topped mush tree and swaying antler ferns. After a while, you start to wonder if he's just lost. You're about to say something about it when he holds his hands up for silence and directs you to crawl under a huge mushroom. On the other side, you have a view down to one of the perfectly round ponds, taking up most of it as an enormous Xeno, deep underwater. Its legs deep underwater. That's a balneal, this tells you. They live in the swamps. You don't usually see them here. This one seems totally at home. It dips its long neck, even longer mouth, into the pond, sucking up water from the bottom and spewing out a spout at the back of its head. Neat. The spray of beautiful turquoise water sparkles in the sun. Tiny, colorful bird-like creatures dart around, catching the tiny fish that's come spraying out. We should kill it while it's distracted. Jeez, calm. I get it, our toughness is up, but like, that's a bit much. Let's sit and watch quietly. You enjoy the pretty scene together. Oh, I didn't learn anything about it? That's fine. This must be that bush creature we saw. Hello, bush creature. Ooh, a bravery challenge. Let's go. You're crossing a clearing when you hear a terrible crackling sound. A massive creature bursts through the trees. A boulder! With arms? A bush growing out of its back. A bush bub! Utopia mentioned these before. Part animal, part vegetable, and part mineral. These usually gentle giants camouflage themselves as part of the forest. We will bravely stand our ground. Ha! Look at all this cool. Look at all those big numbers. Okay. +1 for each unplayed card. 4, 5. What about this? Will become a 3, and I'll put a 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bet. Straight bonus. And then, oh, I get to keep it between rounds. That means if I use it, it still comes. I like that a lot. And then, let's just go all the big numbers. Boom. Super goal. We don't really need the extra kudos. Nice. So much bravery. The creature pounds past you, its powerful stone-like gorilla arms smashing the ground. It doesn't even seem to see you, and goes around without even looking at you. You look around, but there's no sign of whatever motivated the bush bub to run so fast. At least, that's something to be grateful about. I could see what's over here. I could just keep going. Any things I can pick up? Ooh, a radish. Hey, another bush bub. Something big suddenly bursts out of the jungle, scampers across the path in front of you. It looks like a miniature landslide. Bush-covered stone being pulled forward by powerful arms. It's another bush bub. And hot on its heel is a second, smaller one. These slow, thoughtful creatures are so rarely full of energy. They charge back and forth across the path as you wisely keep your distance from the powerful animals. But for all the crashing and stomping they're doing, they don't actually seem to be angry. You'd swear they were actually being playful. Ooh, that seems like a really tough challenge. Let's attack them. No, I'm not going to attack these animals. Goodness, no. I got excited because I saw the challenge and then I read attack them. No, I'm not doing that. Let's get closer to watch. They seem to be playing a game of tag. When the chaser catches up to the runner, they reverse roles. They do it with such gusto and the surrounding underbrush completely crushed. And the underbrush is completely crushed in a wide circle, an almost perfect circle. Then, all at once, the first one crouches down on its back and tucks its arms and head under the bushes on its back. You'd swear it was just a rock now. The second one circles the first several times, sniffing, then crouches in the same position. Now might be your chance to get past them. Ooh, that's a big card. +2 to the physical card next to it. Let's keep watching. In perfect sync, the two creatures slowly stretch out and up, revealing their rocky bodies, and reaching their surprisingly long necks up to the sky. They begin to shake their bushes and rattle their antlers in rhythm, which each other they stomp slowly around the clearing they've made. You think they're dancing. So, the intensity of the dance increases. They're both shaking their backs so hard that some of the branches and fruit are flying loose. Instinctively, you reach out to grab a piece of fruit. At that moment, the dancers shift and... Yikes! One of them steps on your hand with full force. No, that's so stressful. You let out a cry of pain and clutch your hand to the chest. Ah, that looks bad. The two creatures have been so intent on each other that they hadn't noticed you there. They're so startled and perhaps embarrassed that they take running off in opposite directions. Well, that was weird. Damn. Oof. We lost 2 whole, tasks we could have done in this area. Our poor wrist, too. Yep. Hello, yellow flower. If only I could sell these things for kudos. Hey, look, there's one more. We'll talk to you. Hey, mister. You almost bump into Dis. He's being so still and quiet, hunched over and looking down the little knoll. He shushes you and points. Don't scare them. You follow his fingers and see what it looks like. A bush, shaking violently. 2 bushes, actually, at the opposite end of the clearing. Hey, it's our bush bubs. Hey there, bush bubs. From far away, they really do just look like plants and rocks. They're fighting over territory, Dis says. I hope they don't hurt each other. Neat, I hope it's blood. Jeez, some of these answers are really violent. How do you know that? Shout and scare the bush bubs. How do you know that? If you're quiet, you see them a lot. You watch the 2 creatures face off, rhythmically rustling the leaves that grow out of their heads and backs. Their gangly, branch-like antennae swinging over their heads as they rear up their full heights. Even from far away, they look imposing, like agile boulders. One goes, then the other. They watch each other carefully, alternating and repeating the other's motions, trying to outdo each other. Ultimately, the smaller, more graceful one seems to be declared the winner. The loser plops back down and shuffles away into the jungle, defeated. You're too worn out and tired to continue. You have to go home now. Yeah, because one of them stepped on my arm and broke it. Alright, but we got a bunch of perception and +1 to animals, so that's good. We're getting better at our other skills. Ah. You're getting older. It's that magical time of your life, full of discoveries and possibilities, when children become adults and their bodies change in weird, wonderful, and often embarrassing ways. When you were younger, Congruence gave your class a frank presentation about preparing for changes your bodies would experience over the next few years. Which parts of the presentation was relevant to you? Alright. You and your friends giggled your way through Congruence's presentation, and left with a new appreciation of the wonders of the human body. Puberty had felt like something that would happen so far into the future that it didn't apply to you. You put it out of your mind, even as you noticed Cal's voice began to drop, or Mars starting to dress differently. Until one morning, you wake up and something feels different. You just know something's off. Off as soon as you open your eyes. There are, squelchier than you expect them to be down there. You are having an Lol. Alright. We're just, I'll let you guys read through that one. I'm not reading that one out loud. That one's a bit much. Yeah, that's a thing. Oh, goodness. You wait for your parents to leave for work, calling out to you. Alright, this game hit. Calling out to you that you're going to miss breakfast if you lie around in bed. When you're sure they're gone, you carefully strip the sheets of your bed and stuff them into the recycler. You put in a requisition for new sheets from the depot and continue with your day. Oh, goodness. We gained status. Hormones. What is happening? You feel on edge every day. Like everything that happens feels so unfair and tragic. Like you want to punch stuff and then cry about it. Like you want to be left alone, but you also desperately want attention. It feels like a font of new energy is starting to bubble up inside you. Dangerous, uncontrollable energy. Welcome to puberty, Rakashi. La Mao. Not what I was expecting there, but you know what? That works. Hello, Dis. Dis is sitting in the grass near the big gates that lead out to the jungle. He just staring into nothingness and picking absent-mindedly at the weeds. He pretends not to notice as you approach. You okay? Dis glances up at you. He sees your look of honest concern, which seems to make him angry. He frowns in disgust. That's such a stupid question. Why do people keep asking me that? I'm just trying to be nice. You feel defensive. Why is Dis always acting like this? You remember that his 8th birthday party, Dis was acting like this, when an enemy asked him if it was what was wrong, and he just started crying and ran to the bathroom. Then, he wouldn't come out. Everybody had to leave early, and you didn't even get cake. The next year, he refused to even have a party, so nobody got cake then either. Do you want to play a game? Not really. We could build a fort. No. He speaks more firmly. I just want to be alone. Oof. Okay. Is sorry, Dis. Okay. Well, we tried. We're not good enough friends with Dis, I guess. It is time to relax in the park. Endicott likes to spend time in the garden. Out of everyone here, she spends the most years on Earth. Already a grandmother by the time the stratospheric even left the planet, her family is still planetside. If they're even alive. One bond with pet Popeye, yes. You watch her tilt her face to the sun, a gentle smile in her expression. She's lived a lot of life. You want to live out the last of it here on Vertumna. And she's lived a lot of life to want to live out the last of it here on Vertumna. Wow, I cannot read. Alright, well, we're gonna get rid of giggling, because who needs to remember about giggling? And that right there, I'm gonna go ahead and call it, because it is getting a bit later. Turns out, going on expeditions is it takes a lot. That takes a lot out of you. Apparently, they take a long time to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it here, even though we're only halfway through this year. Next time, tomorrow, we'll do the rest of this year and then one full year after that, depending on what our time looks like. But yeah, all right. Thanks everybody for watching. Again, thank you for everybody who stuck it out the entire way. Super appreciative. Um, yeah, we are still trying to hit our follower goal of 50. So if you have any, friends that you think might enjoy my content, definitely give them a big old recommendation. I super appreciate it. Alrighty. Well, you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. And yeah. And it looks like my Wi-Fi on my phone is not working, so the remote, I will have to do this manually, it looks like. Alright. Bye, everybody. Oof, goodness, that's not good.